back to the channel, and happy Easter once again. I am feeling kind of good because I had a good feed earlier, yo. Let me tell you, just right down there, you know what I mean? That nice Easter feed, that's what I'm saying. Choo, choo, choo. Anyways, guys, I hope that you are enjoying yourselves, having a break today. And I'm not talking about Kit Kat, and I'm not talking about Mickey D's. I'm talking about you giving back to yourself what you need to feel nice, refreshed, and happy in life. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're going to dive into another reaction request because Marilyn Monroe is back with something juicy. And Marilyn Monroe wants to hear Marilyn Monroe. And it's called, Do I Feel Happy in Life? This is what Marilyn Monroe had to say. Marilyn never said any of these generic, stupid quotes you see online. Never, ever, 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 ever. Why isn't this more known? Yes, even that super famous quote you think about right now. Nope, never said it or anything close to it. She was also much, much more than the dumb, sexy blonde bombshell. Way more. Hence why she means so much to me. I do find it curious how open she is, especially back then in those times, and how famous she was. How she still went pure honestly. If I'm generally anything, I guess I'm generally miserable. This is just a tiny fragment of a long interview that I enjoy. I believe the full version is around 35 to 40 minutes. Anywho, I said Talking Heads was to be my wave goodbye, but these 3 minutes will do fine also. P.S. If you don't want to listen, react to these 3 minutes, Faith, it's all good. I expect nada, and I request too much personal shit, even though I'm a grown-up, I could say that. But YouTube might not like it. You know, they like to demonetize stuff for stuff like that. So we just will say shit. Oh, for no views. LOL. Much love. Wait a minute, Marilyn. Let me tell you something, girl. It doesn't matter what you request. What matters is if it makes you happy. You can request whatever you want. It's not about the views. Ladies and gentlemen out there, maybe you're thinking, I don't want to request this because I'm worried it won't get views. The views don't matter. What matters is you're having a good time with yours truly. Because it only matters if you watch it and I watch it, it's still a good time. If only 3 people watch it, it's still a party. It doesn't matter because no matter how many people watch it or how few people watch it, this is still Off Tap Life. And we're still going to keep it off tap all day, every day, because that's how we roll. We don't care about the views around here too much anymore because we've kind of given up on worrying about the views because it seems no matter what you do, you can't just figure out the freaking algorithm anyways, so you might as well just go with it. And who cares? You might get lucky. Maybe you'll get 5 views, maybe you get 500 views, maybe you get 5,000 views, maybe you'll get 50,000 views over the course of 2 years. I've had all these scenarios, but you know what? I'm done stressing about it. I'm just going to make content and I just want to have a good time. And can't you see that? It's such a release and such a less stressful way to work when you're not worried about analytics and views. And I hope someone watches the video because if you worry about that stuff all the time, it's going to drive you cuckoo. And Marilyn Monroe, she was like such a beautiful legend in our world and such an angel. And I tell you something. If she was here today, she wouldn't be worried about the views, okay? She wouldn't be worried about it. So if she ain't worried about it, I ain't worried about it either. So y'all request what you want. It's the point I'm making. Request whatever makes you happy. If it makes you happy, it makes me happy. All right, with that being said, without further ado, from me, Marilyn Monroe, and all of you, let's get off tap.
Do I feel happy in life? Let's see. Let's say I hope I'm finding happiness. Right? Well, for me, if I can realize certain things in my work, I come the closest to being happy. And I can say that also about my life. Well, it only happens, I think, in moments. Sometimes when I'm working and and I'll be able to fulfill a scene truthfully, and then I think I'm the happiest. Well, I find it very stimulating to keep studying and working, but I'm not just generally happy. If I'm generally anything, I guess I'm generally miserable.
That's so sad, man. I know she kind of giggled about it afterwards, but you know, it's the sad truth. You know, a lot of people, especially celebrities that you guys watch every time, hell, the YouTubers you watch, hell, even myself for that matter, at the end of the day, sometimes it's a facade. You know, we got to put on a happy face, we got to seem all jubilant, we got to seem all happy, and that everything's perfect in our world, because that's what's expected of us in front of the camera and the lights and the action. But in reality, a lot of that is just a bunch of hoopla. It's a facade. It's as fake as freaking somebody's back in that we won't say her name. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who, you know, they go to work, they smile through it, and then inside they're not smiling, they're crying. And that's really sad. And, you know, some good examples of that is some of the funniest people you've ever known that's walked this planet. Robin Williams, for example, someone that you would have never thought was suffering from depression and things like that, who was not happy, generally probably feeling like she said on the inside, you know, and, you know, but on the outside, everyone thinks, wow, you know, funny guy, happy guy, you know, all this stuff. And that's not the case a lot of times. There's so many stories of a lot of people who were not happy, really generally miserable most times. You know, it's kind of like, even another example of, you know, it's like van life, right? Everyone was like, if you go watch any van life, 90% of it makes it seem like this glamorous, amazing, oh my gosh, you're gonna love it. I woke up to the sun, it was coming down, and it was so beautiful. And in reality, that's like freaking 5% of it. The other time is you're freaking sleeping with your poop, and you're showering never, and you're freaking worried about your power surviving and the drive and going out, and just freaking, it's not really that glamorous in reality, bro. Speak from experience. I've experienced it. Yeah. Just one of those type of situations. And that's a lot of things. A lot of people look up to a lot of celebrities in Hollywood, and look up to all of us people who you see in the camera, and you go, wow, I just want to be just like that. I wish I could have their life. But in reality, they ain't even wanting their life, bro. So that's what I'm saying. But let's let Marilyn finish saying what she's saying.
I don't know. Sometimes I think.
You like
So beautiful.
I don't know. I think sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Which is natural, I guess, for everyone.
Man, sorry y'all, but I got a piece of chicken. Chicken left up in there. Oh yeah. When you got a piece of chicken stuck up in the corner, and you suddenly, you've been trying to get it out. I've been like ages trying to get it out. I couldn't get it out, man. It just came out now. Alright.
I would like to be more sociable than I am.
Oh, gosh, she's so beautiful. Look at her. Oh, gosh. Isn't Marilyn Monroe one of the most gorgeous people who have ever walked this planet? Can I get an amen? Cool.
Some days. Well, sometimes I'll chat when I'm not pleased, but sometimes the work itself requires more that I'm quiet and to myself more. And other days, like during a musical number, I try not to get too, I like to be more outgoing, because that's what I have to express, and so I try to keep it general. I try to. Even if I feel like it or not, I'll try to make the effort to make contact with people around me. Yes, because I could easily be alone. It doesn't bother me to be alone. Some people I know, they don't like to be alone. I don't mind it. I need it as a rest, and yeah, it kind of refreshes myself. Yeah. And a rest. Yes, I think there's two things in human beings that they, as I think there is in myself, that they want to be alone, but they also want to be together. You know? Because I think I have also a gay side to me, also a sad side.
Did she say she had a gay side to her? Freaking hell. I knew it. Man, I could have had a shot at Marilyn Monroe. Gay meant something different back then. It meant happy. Just playing with it. But you never know, man. She could have been, hey, hey, girl. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
And I think that's the way with people also. But there is something in people where they need solitude for a while.
Oh, okay. It ended. Yo, seriously, Marilyn Monroe. Girl, we feeling you. We feeling you. You know, that last part said, the solitude and stuff, Hey, look, man, seriously, a lot of people, a lot of times, sometimes need that time to themselves, and sometimes there's a feeling, though, that you want people around. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. Sometimes you feel like you want someone there, and sometimes you feel like you don't want anyone there, potato, potato. But, sometimes it's the people who do want someone there, and unfortunately they don't have the ability to have anyone there. That's the ones that is just really sad, because you think, but people who you see who are celebrities, you see and you think to yourselves, oh my gosh, like, okay, wow, yeah, they must have tons of friends and fans and people wanting to hang out with them and stuff like that. But let me tell you, being a celebrity is pretty lonely a lot of times. Most of the time, the people who do want to be around you, you don't even know if they actually want to be around you because of you, or because you are an artist performing in front of a bunch of people and they just see the limelight and they just want you, because of who you are. You know what I'm saying? I speak from experience, man. So many times I didn't know why these people were around me. If it was because they thought of my success and what I was doing, entertainment-wise, was they were gravitating to that? Or was it something like, they actually really wanted to be there? You just never know, man, my point. But it's lonely. It's a lonely world, man. A lot of people don't realize. The most people who are most feeling the most alone are the ones that you would think looks like they have the most people around them. It's so true. I don't know how many times I freaking have felt like, people from all around the globe, you know what I'm saying? And there'd be times where you just finished performing in front of like thousands of people, and then you go back to your hotel room and you're like, you know what I mean? And you could be surrounded by people, you could be surrounded by a bunch of people, but that doesn't mean they're really there. You know what I mean? It's really sad, to hear this kind of stuff, because, it's a lot of people like to live in the illusion of grandeur. They like to believe that, everything's perfect. They say, okay, and don't get me wrong, you can manifest that in your life, but there also has to be a certain amount of just the realization. You have to know and realize and accept a certain truth before you can find a way to find direction to evolve, or to get across the bridge, if you will, to the other side that you really want to be at. But you have to first take those little baby steps, and first you have to acknowledge what is really the truth of the situation, and then you can find your way. You can plot a map, you can find direction, but it's not until you do that. And a lot of people are in denial. They don't want to sit down and realize that truth. I know people who then, when they do realize it, that's when things kind of go really bad for a lot of them, because they realize it and they're like, oh crap, geez, man, I'm here all alone. I'm really alone. I don't have anybody, you know. There's those days when you go and you attempt to call people, reach out to people, and no one gets back to you. Oh, they're hard, man. I've experienced a lot. Like I tell you, man, it's been days, man, where I can totally, you know, see where Marilyn Monroe is coming from, because again, it's just one of those things. A lot of people have this illusion, this thought process of what it's really like, you know, being in the limelight, and it's completely opposite of what you think most of the time, unless you're very cluey and switched on, and you might get it. Maybe you've been there yourself before, but I'm telling you, yeah, this is really good, you know. And I like the honesty. I really like Marilyn Monroe just breaking it down, because she could have just did what a lot of people do. You watch talk show interviews, Ellen, all these different shows. Maybe it's more the night shows where a lot of it is, you know, and say, hey, Will, how you doing? How's life? Oh, it's good, man. Yeah, you know, hey, you know, yeah, I got canceled for smacking, you know, Chris Rock and everything, but life's good now, you know. My wife, she's allegedly been, you know, out there, you know, getting it on with Donkey Kong and stuff, but, you know, I'm good. Yeah. Woo! Yeah! You know, yeah! Big Willie, yeah! Woo! Fresh Prince! And in reality, they ain't feeling that way, is my point. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people go out there and they fake the funk. And sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. But sometimes you faking it and not accepting the truth about your situation, one day it hits you like a pile of bricks, and you're like, holy crap. And that's when things, unfortunately, a lot of times go very bad. Anyways, thank you so much, Marilyn Monroe, for the gift that you gave the world. Thank you for your beauty, and may you rest in peace. And thank you, other Marilyn Monroe, who has graced our family with their beauty and these lovely special requests. Thank you for those. And if you happen to be like Marilyn Monroe and you want to request something that tugs at your heartstrings, that touches you, that moves you, that you think would be nice to share with the class, then head over to the website. Link is in the description, offtap.life, and you can do so. I love each and every one of you. Marilyn Monroe, enjoy your time off. Enjoy your time away, but don't stay away too long, because we'll miss you. And all of you guys, remember, we are family. We may not be the biggest family. We may not be the freaking biggest family. But we are a family of family. And when you have family, you don't give up on family, even when they do. That's from Toretto. Yeah, Fast and Furious. He has a lot of wise words. You know? A lot of wise words from Toretto. What a guy. I wonder if he's really happy. Because, you know, he may not really be happy either. You know? He definitely doesn't want to smell what the Rock's cooking. All right, we out. We gotta get out of here. I'll catch you guys later for another vlog.